Hey Dominic, welcome to the Community Living Golf event. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. Let that play on through, put you back in your dress position, and we'll take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, let's first of all just take a look at your posture. Your spine is straight and on a tilt, legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down off the tilted spine, club works out to the ball. So you're achieving some good posture there in association with good balance. Looks great. Let's go ahead and take a look at your alignment. Now your feet are a little bit closed, just means your feet are aimed out to the left a little. Theoretically, your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet. Parallel lines on camera would have an appearance of converging, but nonetheless we're definitely set up down the left edge of the fairway. Therefore, we're probably going to see some form of compensation where we're trying to get the ball back to the right. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison here between you and Brandt Snedeker. We'll flip them over to left-handed. We've got some color-coded lines on the screen here just to use as a visual reference. We can see with Snedeker, as he initiates his takeaway, he creates good shoulder rotation, drawing his arms and hands back as well as the club. And we see the club coming back on plane directly along the red line. At this point in time, we want to establish some good wrist hinge into play, whereby we're transitioning the club from below to above our hands, and then working the golf club from red up to yellow. When we finally set the golf club at the top of the backswing, we've got our right arm and our club on the yellow line, full shoulder rotation, and we do this about a very stable left leg, keeping the weight on the inside part of our left foot. Go ahead and watch you take your golf club back here. You turn your shoulders well, bringing your hands and arms back as well as the club. Club sneaks a hair underneath the swing plane, not a big deal at all. Want to get some wrist hinge into play, which we do. That's great. And let's continue to work that golf club to the top. When we finally get to the set position up here, looks like your arms get quite compressed to your core. Just means that your left forearm is compressing to your bicep. Your tricep was basically compressed to your rib cage all the way back. That causes your right arm to fold. So therefore your arms are a bit compressed. You create good rotation on a stable left side. You get a little unnecessary activity in your right leg, whereby the right heel comes off the ground. All that really needs to happen is your right knee just needs to kick in and roll in on the instep. The heel really doesn't necessarily need to come off the ground, but really not that big of a deal. It's just unnecessary motion that really doesn't need to be created. So at this point in time, as we create our transition back into the ball, we simply want to move our weight from our left foot to our right foot. We want to fire our knees and our hips to the target, unwind our core, and fire our hands. And in doing so, we got to make sure we're bringing the golf club from yellow back down on top of red. And that's exactly what we see here with Brandt Snedeker. The golf club has returned back to plane. The other thing we want to point out at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead forearm and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. Simply means that the club head right now is remaining above and behind our hands, and therefore we're retaining angle, and this is what's going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing, let alone hit the ball straight, due to the fact, again, that the club is returned back to plane. As we go ahead and create your transition into the ball, you have an over-the-top move. Your hands come over the top a bit. You're throwing the club out away from you. Feet, knees, and hips are working really well. It's just unfortunate that the club shaft at this point in time is sitting on an angle of about 59 degrees when the shaft angle should be back here, with the club head having returned back to plane. So that club shaft would be more on an angle of about 42 degrees. And we can see with Snedeker, his is on an angle of 37. Okay? So you're just coming into the ball too steep. When we come into the ball too steep, again, that's over the top. And unfortunately, the club is never going to return back to plane. Therefore, you're going to be attacking the ball from outside to inside. So we'll go to the next frame. The club's going to be moving out front. And basically, if we just sort of connect the dots, we can get a good visual as to how that club tracked into the ball and had not ever returned back to the red line, where we can see with Snedeker, his club very simply comes into the ball directly from this red line, so directly from plane. And again, I'd mentioned this is what allows us to hit a ball straight in accordance to our alignment. At this point in time, we can take a look at the path. His club is inside the ball. Whoop, cancel that. His club is inside the ball. Sorry, I'm not sure what it... Okay. Let me clear this off. Sorry, I hit a button there and it's populating different things. So his club is slightly inside the ball at... why is that? Yeah, something's wrong here. There we go. So his club's inside the ball just before he makes contact, and then the club expands out and then moves through on a nice natural subtle arc. Your club is outside the ball, drops down and across, so we can see the path at which your club is traveling on. So very simply put, if you square the club face up to that path, obviously what we're going to do here is we're going to pull the golf shot out in that direction. Now if we go back to address, we had originally stated that your alignment was out to the left. So you're set up to hit the blue flag, so your compensation is to come over the top, swing the club from out to in along the yellow path. We can pull the ball down red and hit the ball, hopefully, towards our intended target. So that's your compensation. The only thing with this is if you happen to over-release the club with that yellow path, you'll hit some form of a pull draw or pull hook. If we under-release the club relative to that path, then we'll hit a pull slice. And if we time it properly, we'll hit what I refer to as a pull straight shot that will go down red and stay at yellow, or it'll have just an ever so subtle draw on it, or just an ever so subtle fade on it, and neither one of those shots really going to hurt you too much. But really the end result of your golf shot is dictated based on the timing of that club face. When we're swinging the club from out to in, and we're obviously most of the time trying to leave that face open, it's going to be very difficult to time that properly all the time. Anyways, as you carry yourself through to a good finishing position here, and overall there's some good athletic qualities with respect to your swing. Your hands work really well back and they fire through great. Your core works well, you coil back, you uncoil through. You've got a nice finish because you have good footwork. So everything looks awesome there. But if we want to be consistent, we do need three very important things. We need to aim well, we have to bring the club down on plane, and we have to square the face up. In your case, you're aiming too far left. Subconscious brain is telling you to therefore hit the ball to the right. So you come over the top, you swing from out to in. In this particular case, it looked like you over-released your hands as well, so you're sort of hitting a pull draw likely. And again, very difficult to time that club face properly all the time. So anyways, if at any point in time you want to work on any of these aspects of your golf game, certainly feel free to contact me. All my contact information is at the end of the video, and I'd be happy to structure some lessons up for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all, or sit in the committee for any events, and you're looking for a unique gift to provide to your participants, certainly feel free to touch base. Anyways, I hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video. Hope you have a great summer, and maybe we might hear from you.